Hi everyone, it's me again, Disney Loves. Thought I would post you a second video. Right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about diet as well because I am currently trying to lose weight for a holiday that I'm going to in just under 4 weeks now. It was 4 weeks yesterday, which was Sunday, so it's 3 weeks, 6 days now. Now, I wouldn't say I've ever been very overweight, but my most I've probably been about 11.5 stone. Now I'm 5'5". I usually have quite a slim waist, but I am thicker on my thighs. I do carry a lot of excess fat around my thighs and around my bum. And the rest of me usually stays fairly in proportion. Now, I knew that I wanted to get down to about 9.5 stone, but with me numbers doesn't really matter. I just want to slim the areas where I am heavier so that I do look more in proportion. Now, about 2 years ago I started dieting properly. I think I just saw some pictures of myself and didn't look like I used to when I was 18 and thought, right, I need to do something really, because I'm one of those people that I either stick to a diet and I never sort of stop doing it. I don't have a pizza, I won't eat a takeaway, I'll be really strict on myself. Or I'm the kind of person where I just see food and I eat it. And I am a massive foodie. Whatever I'm doing, I think about when I'm next going to eat. I think about what I'm going to eat at the weekends. I get excited about having takeaway, and I love cake. I love sugary things. I find that if I have anything in the house like chocolatey or biscuity, I have to eat it. I can't just leave it. So with me, it's either all or nothing. Now, exercise is a different matter because I absolutely hate exercising. I've gone through phases where I've had a friend where we both went to the gym a lot, and I really got into that routine. I'd feel bad if I didn't go, and then things happen. You get bad weather, you don't have enough money, you work late, your friend works late, your car doesn't work, whatever, and you don't go 1 week, and then you don't go back the next week, and then you just can't be bothered with it, and you don't end up going back, and you end up getting bigger and bigger. So I'm not a big exercise person. I know everyone says eat right, exercise, but I'm just not a big exercise person. So what I do find is that I have a dog, and I feel guilty when I don't walk him because he looks at me like he hates me when I don't do it. The only time I manage to not walk him is if it's raining because he hates rain. So luckily I don't have to go out when it's raining. But I'm quite lucky where I have sort of a National Trustee type walk just up the road, like half a mile up the road if that. So every morning, depending if it's a hair washing day, I get up at about 5:07, try to go for at least a 20-minute walk. Sometimes it can be up to sort of 35 minutes. Otherwise, if it's a non-hair washing day, then I can get up at sort of 20 past. The aim is basically to be back here for sort of 7:45, 8 o'clock to then get ready and get showered and everything for work. So I do find that I managed to stay relatively fit doing that, and I am quite a fast walker. I'm 26 now, and even when I was sort of 12, 15, my mum had a dog and we would walk every morning, and she was such a fast walker and it made me walk even faster, so I've always been quite a fast walker. So I do find that obviously helps to, even if it is just 20-minute walk, it's more beneficial when you walk faster because you're burning more calories and it must be doing you more good. So that's my theory anyway. So I do walk pretty much every day. If it's the weekend, sometimes I can do 45 minutes or an hour, depends what the weather's like. I have started because I actually started to lose weight again recently, 4 weeks ago when I got back off holiday. Again, had put on more weight. I was in France, lots of cheese, lots of chocolate, lots of drink. And I really want to lose weight for my next holiday, which is in, like I said, 3 weeks and 6 days. So it's the last 4 weeks since I got back from France. I have been walking every day. drinking at least a big sort of 1.5 litre, I think it is, bottle of water. I have at least sort of 2 to 3 cups of green tea a day. I think it's the Twinings mango and lychee one is quite nice. Some of them, if you leave the bag in for too long, it's just horrible. I mean, it's not the nicest tea. I know people say, oh, green tea, it's great. I don't think it's great. But I know that, well, I've been told through other YouTube videos and other people that it is really good for you. I think it's quite cleansing, so I drink those as well. I've cut out any fizzy drinks. I will usually have a Diet Coke every day, but I don't have that anymore. I don't think I've had anything fizzy since I started 4 weeks ago. I'm not a big drinker, but I haven't drunk any alcohol now for 4 weeks either. I know that if you do have a few at the weekend, you know, a gin and tonic is about 100 calories. You know, if you have 3 a night, that's 300 extra calories on top of your food. And to be honest with you, I'd rather eat my calories than drink them. So for breakfast, I have these like Sainsbury's porridge pots that you can get. They're really, really good. I get the golden syrup flavour, but the blueberry is quite nice as well. But I find the golden syrup is just that bit sweeter, and I just prefer sweet things. So I have one of those, just add boiling water, and that's done. I have that when I get to work though, because I don't usually have time in the morning, so I have that. As soon as I get back from my walk, by the way, I make up boiling water with a wedge of lemon, kind of squeeze the lemon in, and supposedly that speeds up your metabolism as well, so I've been doing that. Then I get to work and I have my porridge pot, and then about 12 I will have a banana or a boiled egg, depending on if I remembered to do that night before. And then for lunch I will have just cut up lettuce, tomato, radishes, either half a can of tuna, no sauce or anything, or I have some feta cheese, just like not even a handful, like quarter of a handful, and just scatter a few bits out. You can get this pack of feta where it's all queued up already, like in this sort of briny stuff, so I just put like a couple of teaspoons of that in there. And then I buy the Sainsbury's, I think it's chilli and coriander dressing, which is really, really nice, really, really good. So I just put, again, like I think they're called 15 millilitres or whatever of that on. So that's about 150, 180 calories. My porridge is 240 calories. And banana, I think they're about 80 to 100 depending what size they are. I usually then get hungry about 3ish, so I will have an apple. And then when I get in from work, I will have a couple of little sweeties, like Pick a Mix, like a couple of those. I've bought some 85% dark chocolate bars. I just sort of take off a chunk of that and have that, because I find that if I don't do that, I would just want to pick on whatever's in the house. I then, at about 6 to half 6, I don't want to eat too late. In fact, I haven't eaten yet, and I think it's nearly 7, half 6, so I'm going to have to eat soon. For dinner, I have been making homemade vegetable soup. I just stir fry like leeks and carrots. I tend to not use any carbs or anything like that, so no potato or anything like that. Stock cubes are really good, these new jelly stock cubes which don't have gelatin in them, which is good because I am a sort of pescatarian and try to avoid gelatin wherever I can, so they're really good. And obviously boiling water to mix in with the stock cube. And then I find loads of herb, like you can get these like packs of coriander. I use like the whole pack, and usually it will do me sort of 2 or 3 nights, so it's not just for one night. What else do I find good? Peppers are really good, tomatoes are really good. Again, you know, salt and pepper, not too much salt, lots of pepper. And then blend it all up with my little handheld blender. And then I have a side salad where I'll just take some mixed leaves out of a bag, put some more tomatoes on it, a little bit more dressing, and that's usually about 150 calories. And then for pudding, I will have some cherries or some strawberries or blueberries or something like that, or another apple. And then I'll have like a low-fat Greek yoghurt. You can get these coconut Greek yogurts, which are 90 calories, and they're really nice. And in fact, what I will do is put them in the freezer like an hour or an hour and a half before I want them, and then it'll kind of thicken up a bit and it'll go a bit frozen because it's sort of like a frozen yoghurt. But I find that you can't always get very nice frozen yoghurt, but these are really nice. They're only sort of pots sort of that big, but they are really nice. And then again, I will just, if I do feel hungry, I will just get my 1.5 litre bottle of water and I will just drink and drink and drink until I feel full. because I am one of those people where in the past I have eaten, it sounds horrific, but I've eaten 2 large Domino pizzas to myself in one evening, and I think I had pudding as well. I know that's not good for you at all, but that just shows you that I can eat quite a lot before I feel full. So that's why I drink a lot, because I don't like feeling hungry, but I don't like the kind of bloated belly, sick feeling either. So I try to stick around 1,000 calories a day. Now I find that with my walking, that kind of balance brings it down a bit, so maybe it's more like 950 with the exercise. But I mean, I work in a shop, but I'm up and down stairs quite a lot helping customers, so I do find that I probably burn calories that way that that I don't necessarily know about. But what I find really useful is the MyFitness app, which I've got on my iPhone. I don't know if you can get it for other phones, but I've got it on my iPhone. And I can put all my calories in there, which is really good, because I can sort of see what I'm eating. Because before, you know, you would just be like, oh, lunch must have roughly been about this, and dinner must have roughly, you know, you probably think you've had 1,000 calories, and you probably had more like 2,000 or 3,000 calories. So I find this really useful. Now, I'm not saying anyway that 1,000 calories is right for you or right for your size or your shape or whatever, but for me it seems to be working. Now in the last sort of week or two I've also started doing exercises where I will lie on my back on a yoga mat, lift my legs up and then slowly bring them down, and I find that works my tummy muscles. Also, if you lie back and then kind of do like a sit up, but kind of come back down slowly again, that kind of, you feel your tummy muscles working, and I'm assuming that's good for me. And then I do kind of, you lie on your side and you lift your leg up loads of times, and do it on the other side and lift it loads of times. And then I think it's either yoga or Pilates move where you lie on your side and you kind of kick your legs forward a few times and then kick it back a few times. And I do those, and that takes about 10-15 minutes, but I'm trying to work my thighs and my bum area, so I find I think I'm firming up. I can see I look different in the mirror. I should have probably done before and after pictures, but I didn't. So yeah, I think those are quite useful. Now I probably should be running every day, and by now I probably would have lost a hell lot more weight, but I haven't and I won't. And to be honest with you, running hurts me, it hurts my knees. I've got quite clicky knees anyway, so I don't find it great. I'm also bit of a migraine sufferer, and I find that my jaw clicks when I'm running, and I find that really irritating because I can just hear it in my head. And I've also, it tends to bring on headaches for me. I don't know if it's because I'm not drinking enough or what, but I'm not a runny person. I may get to the point where I do join a gym, but at the moment I've just bought my first house, waiting to move in. Got to pay for a honeymoon next year and a wedding, and to be honest with you, a £50 gym membership right now isn't for me. So yeah, I started this weight loss journey. Well, it's kind of, I mean, I say it's a diet, but it's not, because I'm not following any one thing. I'm just being extremely healthy. Now, I mean, in the last 4 weeks, I think I've had 1 fish and chips. I tried to have a salad, but I was out with my family, and they were all having fish and chips, and I caved in. But I tried to only eat sort of half of it, and I left loads of chips, and I didn't eat all the batter. Like I said, I've had, you know, the odd chocolate here and there. I did have a curry at the weekend. My boyfriend fiance really fancied one. But I ended up choosing like a mixed salad and a sort of aubergine vegetable puree thing, which was quite nice. And then salmon tikka, so it's just salmon with onions, and I think it's cooked in like yogurt and tandoori sauce, and I think it's meant to be the healthier option. But again, I only ate half of what was on my plate, whereas before I'd eat it all and be wanting pudding and be wanting something else and something else. So I think my stomach must be shrinking a bit. But I kind of got to a point where I just sort of felt, you know, I can stop now. So I did. So that's kind of the bad things that I've eaten really since I started. Like I said, no alcohol. Now, when I started this 4 weeks ago, I was 11 stone. I am now fluctuate between 10 stone 1 and 10 stone 2. So that is between 12 and 13 pounds weight loss now in 4 weeks, which I think is pretty good. I want to get down to 9.5, like I said, or as close to. So that means losing another 8 to 9 pounds. To be honest with you, when I was losing weight last time, I kind of got to the 10 stone mark and I didn't get under that. So I'm hoping that I can. But we shall see. But I don't really find, I think I read somewhere that once you get to like the 2 week point when you've been eating healthy or dieting, you kind of don't need the crap anymore. And I definitely think that I'm not kind of